I heard good things. Let's find out.
And I am here to present the combat changes coming to Multiversus with the mid-season patch.
The reason I wanted to watch this is because, again, apparently there was some fundamental overhaul to certain things in the game. So let me see what they have to say about it.
This is really exciting, and we had a very heavy focus on improving offense in the game. So let's talk about it. First things first are dodge cancels. As you know, when you dodge towards an enemy and you attack, it almost costs 3 bars a meter, meaning if you did this twice, you would almost go in fatigue. This would make your character feel a lot more sluggish and a lot worse of a character overall. Now, when you do dodge attacks, it'll only take 2 units of dodge meter instead of 3.
Okay, the first part, it is changed the amount of meter it takes to do dodge cancels, so you can do it a little more often. Okay.
And so, we thought to implement dodge lands. The way to do a dodge land is to do a air dodge.
Dodge land?
When you're at a certain distance to the ground, aka close to it, and you will be able to slide forward or backward with momentum, and this can also be done on platforms. So if you want to dodge down or
they added wave dashing
into your opponent, but you're not close enough to
interesting.
hit them, your character will
okay.
slide on the ground towards them, and you will be able to input a move during this time as well. Not only is it useful for movement, it also looks really cool. If you decide to do a dodge land,
that's a big change.
You are actually able to either retain your positioning.
LeBron officially can wave dash,
or you can slide.
He might be the GOAT now,
which will allow you to be
LeBron James wave dashing.
Use a move as well.
We've seen it all.
In Multiversus, when you are trying to recover back to the stage, you typically have to climb the wall to get back on. We wanted to make wall clinging and wall fatigue more punishable because players were able to kind of hang on to the wall for an extended period of time and just throw out moves relentlessly until they were let back on by the opponent. Now, when you cling onto the wall, you will actually have wall fatigue after spending 5 seconds on the wall, all the way down from 8.5 seconds. Fighters will also begin to slide faster on a wall after 2 consecutive wall clings down from 4, and fighters will reach maximum wall fatigue after 8 consecutive wall clings down from 12. This is to make it so
it was 12? 12 wall I mean, that's way better.
So that players
I do like the fact that
feel a sense
you can't
of
just
urgency
stall
to get
there,
back
yeah.
onto the stage. And fighters will no longer refresh their air dodges or air specials if they wall cling at maximum wall fatigue. So you will still be able to jump to try to make it back onto the stage.
Yeah, that's a good
but
change.
You will not have certain options in your kit anymore. And lastly, fighters losing dodge meter from maximum wall fatigue can no longer gain any dodge meter until the fighter lands onto the stage again. This is going to be a big one. So
okay, so you can't stall and get
exactly?
more.
We felt that jabs were a bit too strong, not only in neutral, but just as a punishment tool as well. Starting now, all ground side attack combo hits beside the last part, which is the finisher attack, will now be considered low priority attacks, losing to other moves.
It changed
Before,
priority.
Jabs were able to beat certain grounded and aerial options. Now, jabs have lower priority, making them lose more often to these options.
That's also a good
be coming
change.
out on top more in these,
because so many of the combos that so many characters had start with a jab. It's like a jab conversion into a jab cancel into a cancel. So that's actually a good change too, because
this is to stop jabs from over-centralizing.
It just felt like
Multiversus.
everyone was spamming jabs
from them
and getting
put
so much
power
off
into
them.
Other moves. Our terrain bounces no longer are affected by attack decay, and the knockback have been reduced, but we have also introduced a new mechanic into the game, which is called automatic ground teching. When a fighter is the victim of a combo that bounces them off the ground, if they are bounced off the ground again,
someone played Smash. Damn, teching? They got wave dashing and teching now.
Bounces them off the ground.
Where was this originally?
Bounced off the ground again, they will instead perform an automatic tech. This tech allows them to break out of.
Oh, you can't do the dumb infinites anymore.
The on the ground and returning them to an idle.
Hey, that's pretty. That's pretty good.
If the fighter holds left or right during the tech, they will move a short distance in either of those directions. But if they press nothing at all, they will actually tech in place in the same spot. This is another option.
It's automatic? Oh,
Not
shit.
only to prevent people from being comboed over and over and over without any way
it's even
of
beginner
getting
friendly.
out or just taking complete agency away from them, but this will also allow players who predict which direction that the person that is teching is going to go
Well,
in
you click left
to
or
try
right.
to continue to press their offensive
Or nothing.
positioning from winning the interaction that allowed them to get the combo in the first place. Important. Automatic ground teching will only initiate on the second ground bounce during combo.
Second
That
ground
way,
bounce.
Players can still have and enjoy ground bounce combos. We are also able to introduce more attacks that will ground bounce in
Okay,
future
so they have to
patches
chase them.
as well.
You gotta tech chase.
So this helps out players who need to escape combos, and this also helps players who want to try to chase to extend combos as well. We hope that you enjoy this mechanic. We hope this
Interesting.
mechanic is helpful, and we hope that all of these changes for offense coming up in the Season 2 midseason patch prove to be not only effective, but also enjoyable.
You know, my thoughts on this are basically that, first of all of this should have been included on launch. Like, if you want me to keep it $1.50, keep it real. Like, when this game sort of was in its, like, you know, when they like step aside to make it better, and it was like the servers were offline for like a year or 2 years, whatever it was. They should have done a full overhaul of like everything and made it like that. Like, people said, oh, we don't like. Some of the casuals said like, oh, we don't like games that are melee speed. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be melee speed, but having these things to make it more fluid is what makes it more fun. Like wave landing and wave dashing and getting those hits off, that provides so many more movement options. Not making jabs a 1-2 auto priority killer is really, really good. Allowing teching, just in general, automatic or not, is still a really good way to not feel like you get hit and touch of death and you die. To me, I don't know. I like these changes, but I'm also just confused as to why they just weren't added originally in that gigantic period they had where they're, you know, when no one was playing it. I guess they wanted to test it and get feedback first, but like, when the game first launched, they made it slower than the beta, which a lot of people didn't like, myself included. And because of that, because of the, you know, the failure to act on what people were wanting, a lot of players dropped the game. And it's just right there too. And it's like, you don't have to have blistering fast speeds that like break your fingers like melee. Again, you just need something that's like quick enough where you're not caught in a blender and a cutscene every single time. There's got to be quick options. Like, think about when I was just playing Salt just now. We played like 19 games, and like every time she stomped me, right, I could tech in place, go left or right, I could slide off, I could do a bunch of little things, and I could just jump and rest, and it was just extremely fast. Like, that speed is gratifying. It doesn't, and you need those just you need as many options as possible so the game doesn't get stale, so combos don't get stale. And again, I think this is a great change. I'm happy what I do with it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But for what it's worth, I'm not sure if it's too late. I love the beta. Beta was sick. I played that game every day for like 3 weeks straight. Dope. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below on these changes. Are you going to try Multiversus again? Is it worth it to you now? And if it's not, tell us why in the comments. As always, thank you for watching.